Hi, I'm Courtney and this is my makeup tutorial. So we're going to start now. So first off, I use my face cream, which is Nivea. I think it's about £1. You can get it within any retail store. So I use about this much. So some people like to use Olay and other facial creams just before they use their primer, but I get on better with Nivea because it gives me a nice natural glow, which is the outcome I'm looking for. So just rub a little bit on my eyelids, just like that, rub up my nose. That's it all rubbed in, all good. So that is me with my cream on. Now I already have my eyebrows done, I have them dyed, but I will show you what eyebrow products I use and how I use them. So, next thing I use is my concealer. Now this is quite old, I've had this for a little while. It is Fit Me Maybelline. So again, it's a basic product that you can get from any retail store such as Superdrug, Boots, Asda, etc. They're all reasonable prices. That is what I'm going to be showing you in this tutorial. So I just put a little bit underneath my eyes, just like that, and then we do the same this side. This is full coverage as well, so I have freckles, so I like full coverage. Unless it's a really hot summer's day, I do not like my freckles being shown, so that's always why I use full coverage. I put a little bit on my forehead, so just in between my eyebrows. So normally I wouldn't have my eyebrows on, but I just put a little bit on there. And then I put a little bit under here, so when I go to put my eyebrow product on, it's easier to apply. I just put a little bit up here. Just a little bit there. And then I put a little bit on my chin. And just a thin line in the middle of my nose, going up to the brows, so then it joins this bit here that I've done earlier on. So that's what I add. Then I take my beauty blender. So before using your beauty blender, you dunk it in a bit of warm water, give it a squeeze, and it gives it a nice damp feeling so it applies easier. I'm not going to be doing that in this video, but that's how you use the beauty blender. Again, it's something you can get from any retail store, any beauty store. They're quite easy to find. So I'm just going to blend it in, blend it around the eye, all the way round up into your temple bit here, all the way around. So it gives you quite a nice, smooth, dewy look. Right up onto the eyelid, right up into the brow. And then down your nose. And then just the same on the other side. So blend it right round, right on the eyelid. So all I'm doing, I'm just dabbing, just like that, but obviously round. That's all I'm doing. And then on the side of the nose again. And then we take it round. And then we go up, just like that. So remember, I wouldn't normally have my brows on, so normally I wouldn't be too bothered about being around the brows because I've already got them done. I'm just being a bit more careful. So right the way around. So that's my first set of concealer on. Then I add on my contour and my highlight. So all I use is Maybelline Dream, and that is level 1, and this is what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It's just like a little pen. Sometimes I use powder, sometimes I use liquids, but normally I just use my pen. That's about £3 again, so again it's quite affordable. And I just do the same as what I've done with my last concealer, but I bring it right down to the jawline, right up into the ear. And right and down into the chin. Right around the lip. And then we just do the same side. Some people like to put on their foundation first before their concealer and their contour and their highlight, but I prefer to do it this way. Right up into the ear again. And then we do the same as what we did on the forehead last time. We just bring it around the brows. So you get a bit of a triangle look. Bring it all the way up and around the brow, down the middle of the nose. So when we put the highlight on, which I'll be using powdered highlight, it just shows it a little bit better. It comes up a bit clearer and a bit down here. Just like that. And a bit here. So that's that one. And then we use the same, but obviously that's a darker shade. And that is number 15, and that is a medium deep. Again, Maybelline, any retail store will sell it. And then we just bring it up. And do the same here, here, and then down just ever so thinly around the nose. I like to do mine right up into the brow as well, because it gives it that, it gives the nose a thinner shape. And then, like before with the other concealer, I just take my beauty blender and I dab it in. However, I also use my little blending brush. I like to feel it. Some people prefer to use like studio brushes with certain numbers, etc. I just use any basic cheap retail brushes. So all I'm doing is I'm just taking it around in a circle like I was doing with my blender, right up until it's all blended. These bits around here might be a bit patchy, but we can always blend that in later on when we blend in the concealer. So I'm doing the same around the forehead. So we want it right up to the hairline, so there's no orange line just right up here at the top. It's all blended in, so it all looks even. So I do my nose last, but I'll show you obviously how I do it. Now I'm going to take my beauty blender again. I'm just going to blend in these bits here, and then obviously you'll see where it neatens up the contour lines on the cheekbone. So when I come up here, the white will blend in with the darker cream, so it'll blend nicer. Over, so you just come around the contour, just go around, and again all I'm doing is I'm just dabbing, but it's obviously round in a circle but down. We've got to make sure we're getting right here in the creases of the nose, otherwise you'll be left with patches, which obviously isn't what we want. We do the same on this side as with the other. Now this bit still looks a little bit orange compared to how it should look, so we just take the brush at the end and we just go over it again. That's all we do. So this bit we do, and we bring it right the way up, right over the brow, and then that blends in nicely with your contour, so you can still see where the contour is, but it doesn't look as brown or as orange as what it did originally. So that's it all blended in. I'm just going to take my brush again. You can get these brushes on Amazon, they come as a set. They're about, I think I paid £12.99 for them, and they are called Coloured, that's what they're called. Quite nice little sets, they work quite nice, and they are a reasonable price. So all I'm doing is just blending that in. And that is all there is to my contouring. Now I'm going to use, which I don't normally use, but I'm going to use my little tester tubes of foundation. So again, they're Maybelline, so this one is Fit Me. So obviously the big ones are about this, they're about this big, and it comes in a little glass bottle. And the same with this one, but that is called Dream Liquid. So they're about £4 or £5 I think roughly for the tubes, and £11 for the bottles. So what I do is I take my makeup brush, so this is called Fashion Base R, so that's that one, and it comes with like, it's quite a thick one, it's quite thick. So all I do is I take a little of each. So this one is the same as this product I just used, and the Fit Me is obviously the same as the first concealer I used. So I just take a little bit of both and squeeze them onto the brush. So I do about four blobs of them. So once you've applied it, I just put them on my face. So I just dab them on. Again, you get a really nice glowy, dewy look with this, so it is one I would recommend. Because you are using two different foundations and you're mixing them together, when you are putting them on the brush, you don't need that much. It will expand and go full coverage over the face. If you use too much of it, obviously, depending on what brushes you use or what beauty blenders you use, there is a chance it could go cloggy, which isn't a look I'd recommend to go for. You can still see where I've done the contour. So like I said earlier on, people do their foundation and then their contour first. However, I like to do it the opposite way round, because you can still see it gives you a nice little look, and it's not over the top with the look. So then I take my little highlight brush. So this is come with the other set, the coloured set I was telling you about. Just a basic fan brush. And I like to use my palette, which is Sunkissed. That's a lot of the products I use. I think they're quite good. This is another Sunkissed product. I really like them. I would definitely recommend them. The palettes are quite nice as well. So this is the palette. Comes with a nice little mirror. Obviously, as you can see, I've been using this one quite a lot. So you get a little peachy coloured one, you get a pink one, a white one, and a dark brown one. So the two I use the most is obviously this one, as you can clearly see, and this one here. I don't really use these, but today I will, because everything that's set out is what I will be using. So once my foundation is done, I take a little bit on my brush, so all I'm doing is applying like this. Blow it, dab it off, and then I just take up here, I just blend it around. Now I'm one of those people that like to look really shiny, like a little star. I love looking shiny. So I actually have quite a lot of highlight on, usually, but we're going for a basic look today, so I'm gonna chill out with the highlight and not use as much. Another thing I like about them is they mix and match, so it's not just one specific tone colour they'll use lots of different colours, so they'll put nice pastel colours in, as well as the darker colours and the more in your face colours. I quite like that because I like to mix and match a lot. So all I'm doing is I'm just fanning it on. Like I said at the start of the video, you know, there's no wrong or right ways of doing it, you do what works for you. This might not be a thing that works for you, it could be a thing that works for you. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different technique brush. So this is, again, comes with a set, the coloured ones. This is my contour brush, my powder. So again, just a basic, affordable brush, comes in a nice set. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brown and dab it, and then pat it off like this. And then apply it gently. So I'm not going over hard with it, I'm not rushing it, I'm just brushing it ever so gently. Because like I said, I'd already concealed and contoured. So dab it and go over again. Another reason I'm not rushing it and caking it on is because I do also use this one. So they are little balls. I'll just get one out so you can see. So they're about this big. They're about that big. So I use them as well. So that's why I'm going a bit more gentle with this. So again, just take it gently up, right up to the cheekbone. Right the way up. And then I do the same with the forehead. Obviously with the forehead I use a little bit more. If you're quite pale like me, I would recommend it. I'm quite pale, so you need that little bit of colour, the little bit of bronze, you know, a nice little bit of glowy, shiny glitter. So that's what I do. And then I take my Sunkissed and I use this brush. This is my little blusher brush, just standard pink one. I think I bought that from, I think it was Tesco's. I think I paid like £2 for it. Really, really good. And then I do the same as what I did last time, but I just take it, roll it around the balls and smack it off. And again, I just go over, but this tone is a little bit darker, so you don't need as much. So it just gives you that stronger contoured look. And you come down, and same with this side. You go up, going up now. And then with this brush, with this side here, so if you, as you can see, it goes up like a diagonal slope. So I just take this bit here, the bit that's the pointy side, and I just brush down the nose. So again, like I said, I start from the brow and I work my way down. Some girls like to start from here and just go down, but that doesn't work for me. So I have to start right up at the top and just go down. So all I'm doing is just dabbing it along. And that's how I contour. That's my contour. So now I'm going to move on to my eyeshadows. So a lot of people at the minute are using Morphine palettes, are using James Charles, are using lots of different MAC products. This is just an affordable, cheap eyeshadow palette with some really nice shades in it. It's called MakeUp. It's like in the shape of like an iPad. So there's some really, really nice colours in here. I'm going to be using neutral colours today, so like more like my pastel colours. So some really nice ones in there. So these are the colours I normally use, like my darks and my pastel colours up here. I don't normally mess around with the greens or anything like that. That's not really my style. So what I do is I take my makeup brush, my eyeshadow brush, again just a basic normal brush, comes in a set from I think any retail store such as again Tesco, Asda, etc. So before I apply my eyeshadow, I take a little baby wipe and all I do is I wipe the brush down. So again you've got that dampness on the brush, the product is going to stick to the brush and it gets a nicer look. So that's all I'm doing right now. Also, if you mix your colours, mix and match, that's fine, but I'd recommend you clean the brushes beforehand because you will get a different outcome. So once that's done, just keep cleaning. Once that's done, I'm going to go back to my highlights because up here I like it to be highlighted, so the same as what's here and here, I like it up here. So normally at this point I would have done my eyebrows, but as my eyebrows were already done, I'm going to concentrate on everything else and then I will at the end show you what products I use for my brows. So I just get a little bit, just fill the brush at the end, dab it off, and then right up here at the corner I just add that highlight on. I just feel like you get a nicer look at the end. Some people like to use highlight but will use it once the eyeshadow's on. I feel like it smudges and it doesn't give you the better outcome. This works for me, so it's what I'd recommend. So I'm doing the exact same as what I did on the left eye. I'm just bringing it right the way up and then blending it around this bit take a little bit more and do the same. Like I said, I like looking really shiny, so you can never have enough highlight really. But as we're going natural today, I won't use this much. So once that's done, you can see, if you look carefully, you can see here the bone of your eye here. You can see that. So that actually makes it easier when you're applying your eyeshadow. It actually makes it easier to blend. So moving on to eyeshadows, again same brush. Once you've cleaned it off, you use what colours you're using and apply it. So today I'm going to be using these two colours here. So they're like a glittery brown, and then I'll use a bit of pastel pink to blend it. So it sounds a bit confusing and we're like, oh, don't know, but once it's all done, it looks really nice. So first off, I'm going to be starting with this colour, and I'm going to be using it up here just like this. Okay. I like my eyes looking bold and a bit like wowy. So when you're walking down the street and you look at me, my eyeshadow is the first thing you see. That is the look I like to go for. So all I'm doing is this bit up here, I'm just blending it round. I leave this bit for my pastels, and then I use this bit for my darks. But right now I'm just using a medium goldy brown colour. And I'm just taking it right the way up, just so you can clearly see where the bone structure in your eye starts. That's why I do it this way. I suppose it's like contouring really, just with eyeshadow. So I bring it right the way out to about here. And round. So speeding it along, guys, because you know the boss is falling asleep on the job. So I'm just finishing my second eye. So that's the outcome I've come with. And we just blend that in, and then we take a little pale colour quickly just to add it on, which is a little white, and just to give it that nice finishing touch. So today I won't be applying my mascara, but usually all I use is my Maybelline Snap Mascara, which you can get for about $4.99 in places like Boots and Superdrug again. So, but we won't be doing that today. Next we're going to be doing our lips. So natural, I have quite nice pink lips, as you're going to see now. So that's my lips actually. Nice and pink. However, if you're not blessed with lovely pink lips like mine, I do use Maybelline New York, and it is Super Stay Matte Ink. So just apply it. Comes in a little brush like that. Really, really nice, easy to apply. There we go. Nothing really to it. So it's this lipstick that I use, Maybelline, and it is Super Stay. Normally I have quite natural pink lips anyway. I have already applied it, but this is what it looks like. Lovely and pink. And then to finish off, we have setting spray, which is about $4.99. Just spray it on, leave that to set. Right, so now that is the end of the tutorial. Please like, subscribe and share. If there is any questions, feel free to drop it down in the comments and I will reply and get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this makeup tutorial. My name's Courtney Fitzpatrick and you'll definitely be hearing from me again. Bye!